Hello, and welcome to video number 6, and we're going to talk about image optimization today, or in other words, how to make your images more search engine friendly. You see, when it comes to images, you need to tell the search engines what the images are about. They're not really going to know off the bat what the images are. Now, there are ways that Google can figure out the image, which we'll talk about in just a second. You know, maybe one day search engines will be smart enough to be able to figure out what images are about. But right now, you need to help them out just a little bit. Get them a kickstart that they need. First and foremost, when you pick an image, you should insert your main keyword or variations of the main keyword into the alt tag. But if you don't know what those are, please don't worry about it right now. We're going to show you everything in just a minute. Now, what I recommend is, let's say for example that you have 3 images on your page. We should optimize them. Remember, the more images you'll have, the better. You don't want to get too many images, but the more images the better, because images also bring traffic. Next, very important things I'd like to recommend as well is the first image that you have on your page should contain the main keyword in it. While doing so, make sure that your keyword actually relates to the image itself. So, if the image is an image of a shoe, you definitely don't want to put something like a peanut butter sandwich in alt tag. You need to put something that's related, right? For the second image in a row, however, you don't want to insert into alt tag the same main keyword. Instead, you want to put a variation of that keyword. Now, there are other ways that Google can figure out if those are legit images or not. In fact, what they'll do is they'll index them into the Google image search engine, like I've mentioned earlier. So, whenever somebody searches for that image and they click on that image, they will think, okay, those images on your page are definitely legit. Then, Google is going to rank you higher, right? So that is why making sure that your keywords and your images fit and they are accurate enough is important. Now, like I said, more images with variations of the keyword you have, that's even better for your SEO. So, if we're focusing specifically on red shoes as the post itself, maybe it is better to indicate a specific brand name of shoes. You might want to put the brand name, or you might want to put like the brand name plus red shoes. Perhaps you might want to put shoes red, or red something that's a synonym of shoes. So, to make more sense, let me show you what you need to do on screen, and I'll give you some more tips along the way. Okay, so adding images and making them search engine friendly is actually very easy to do. But first things first, you'll need to find an image if you don't already have one. Let's start where we left off in the previous video. Here, we don't have any images, but let's just go ahead and add one. So I'm going to add one somewhere in the beginning, so we could add an image, let's say here. Now, I want to say we do have an image like a featured image down here. But what we're talking about are images within the actual body text. So let's go ahead and click on Add Media. And these are existing images that you see here. You can choose one of them, or we can also upload a file here as well. So, let's try to find something that relates to freelancers. So right here it says title, caption, alt text, and description. By default, as you can see here, within an image it shows something like a code. It doesn't look natural, it doesn't tell a human being what it is, and it doesn't tell Google what it is. Beyond just some basic optimization, you have to realize that if somebody is disabled and somebody is listening to some sort of software that speaks out loud, it can read what the images on the page is about. If you used alt text right, then this is actually going to help you reach those kind of people. Alt tag for images provides search engines with a text alternative indicating what the image is about. So, keep that in mind as well. And by making it friendly to all sorts of people, you'll get an extra vote with Google. So, let's say for example that this is something to do with places, to find credible freelancers. So, all you need to do is simply put that in the alt tag. Now, for the title, you want to do something similar. You can do top 10 places to find credible freelancers. Bear in mind that these images might show up in the Google image search engine, and if you implement this right, the information will show up. So, if somebody is utilizing the image search engine, which a lot of people do nowadays, then they're going to see that image. If your competitors are merely just uploading the images and they're not optimizing it for the alt tags and the titles and descriptions, then you're going to be one step ahead of them. So, caption can be this image, a screenshot of the top 10 places to find great freelancers. You want to mix and match keywords here and use variations so that doesn't look like your keyword stuffing. Then, of course, you can put the description here whenever you're ready. Click on Insert into Post, and there we go. Now, you can always edit that later if you click on the image here and click on Edit. You can always edit the alternative text so the alt tag definitely is optimized as you want that keyword in there. You can put the keyword here in the captions as well if you want to. So we're going to click on Update because I didn't do any updates. And of course, you can add other images as well throughout the page, but make sure first and foremost it is human friendly, and then based on that, you can create variations of the keyword. And of course, when you're ready, go ahead and click Update. That's it for today. And now, let's move on to our next factor.